Good morning, friends. Welcome to Wild Coffee Homestead. I am sitting in our new spring garden. I'm so excited. Just like that, we've got a spring garden. This is incredible. Well, actually, it really wasn't magic, and as you know, magic isn't really true. It's just an appearance of what isn't really true. This garden has been going since mid-February. We started lots of the seeds inside. Kevin worked like crazy, my sweet husband, getting everything built. This is brand new. Raised everything up so it won't flood come July, August. And we did start direct sow some seeds. So those have come up. Not all of them. Had quite a few. Edamame did not come up twice. I don't know why. Sugar snap peas did not come up. So the Blue Lake bush beans, they did come up, and the rattlesnake beans came up. So I was happy to get some come up. But can I show you guys around? I'm so excited. Things are looking so beautiful. I've been working really hard out here. Kevin and I were just talking this morning about how about a year and a half ago we said, you know what? We live in a beautiful place that has room to grow food. We need to do that. So a year ago, January, we got serious about it. Made a big kitchen garden, which is for vegetables, annuals. We had already started growing some grapevines just for fun. We have a vineyard and an orchard in the back part of our property. And we had already started the vineyard. So the kitchen garden was the second thing that we tried. We thought, you know what? We might not produce much, but we'll be learning. And I will tell you what, I cannot believe what we've learned through YouTube and through experience this first year. It's crazy. It seems like it's been years and years. We will always be learning. We have good mentors. Elise Pickett from the Urban Harvest, Jess from Roots and Refuge, just incredible resources. So I really encourage you guys, it's times like this when I personally really don't want to go to the grocery store. The food there loses so much nutrition just in the shipping time alone, and you're paying really good money for it. And with the germs and whatnot now, it's just crazy. So for us to be able to go out into our garden and pick our dinner, last night we had these incredible collards. We've eaten collards in the past for quite a while, but just in the past month or so, we started harvesting our own. Can I tell you, they don't taste the same. They're not bitter. Before, I would have to work really hard to try to make the collards tender and not bitter, but these aren't, and they cook less time, they're more tender. It's incredible. So I just really cannot tell you, there's no comparison when you grow your own food. And even if you don't live on property, we have earth boxes here in Palmetto. If you're local, that's where they originated, the earth boxes, and they give lessons, free lessons, I think on Saturdays. So look into that, earth box. So we all, no matter if you live in an apartment, my son's up in North Carolina, and he makes a beautiful garden on his front patio. Typical apartment complex, but he gets his pots out there, grows tomatoes and the hottest peppers you can imagine, and he loves it. I'm so proud of him. So no excuses. we really, really, really want to encourage you to get out there and try to grow your own food. This is our third garden. The first garden, as I talk about all the time, flooded with all the rains. We're kind of have low ground here. Second garden, which I'm going to show you in just a second, our fall garden, because we knew we'd be building this garden up, we wanted to still grow food, so we went ahead and did the self-wicking container gardens, which worked out fabulous, and we'll be using those in here as well. So this is our third in 1 year garden. My infrastructure husband is weary, and we're really, really excited because we feel like finally now we can plant, maintain, look forward to the next season where we don't have to totally reconstruct the whole garden. So we're catching our breath. With us staying at home, it's allowing us to have more time to devote to the garden and kind of get caught up, if you ever get caught up on a homestead. I don't think it really ever happens, but we are making good progress. I have a beautiful striped zucchini here that's just doing wonderfully. With any of the squashes, we tend to battle worms. So I've been watching. I did find one plant, I think it was the bok choy, that had some worms on it. So we got in there and smushed them all up. Back here's the rattlesnake beans. So they're gonna grow like crazy up the little vine that we created. And then I've got, you'll notice on the beds, it's not like I have a whole bed of squash. I've intermixed the plants and put a lot of herbs in here because that tends to confuse the pest, the bugs, because the smells aren't so strong in one bed that they congregate to it. And if you do get pests in one bed, hopefully they won't find the others. So that's the strategy here. So in case you're wondering why every bed is mixed up, that's the thought behind it. But this is doing real good. This is, the little guy here is New Zealand spinach. And if it doesn't get too hot out here for it, it could possibly be a perennial. But it has a real tender leaf. It's not really spinach, but you eat it as you would spinach. You can saute it or put it in salads. It had a hard time getting started, but I have a few in here that are doing really well, and they're actually very tender, and just to eat it raw is really good. And then I got some lemon balm back here. And the one in the very back here is an eggplant. And that is, let me see, I think it's that Bianca, Rosa Bianca eggplant, which is this little small eggplant, and it's variegated, light purple and kind of white. And I got them just because they're really pretty. We love eggplant and have done really well growing them. So I have 3 different varieties. I have a white, the long skinny purple, and then the Rosa Blanca, which is the variegated small one. So we're really excited about getting some off of those. I see something exciting happening out here. There's always something exciting. This is a lemon cucumber, and I see the first flower out here on it, and it's just starting to take off like crazy. We have a little trellis here. I'm not so sure it's going to be adequate, but we started with that. We got 2 on this side, and then 1 on the other side. But they produce kind of like a baseball size melon or cucumber that's round and are really good. You can kind of eat them like an apple. I was telling you that we had a little pest pressure over here. This is the bok choy over here, and it's starting to bolt. It's actually getting too warm for it, so we'll probably harvest that soon. But you can see all the little holes. I believe we have flea beetles that are eating little holes and everything. I have some collards over here, Georgia collards. Same thing. Now this one's been spared. Why? I have no idea. I'm happy. But you can see we have basil in here intermixed with it. And I have one of the long purple eggplants here. And over here is my spot that I've been excited about and is doing really well. Got a little area for zinnias. Great to attract pollinators. That's the first one that opened. But we got lots of them getting ready to pop. There's a bud there. There's one there getting ready to pop. So that'll be really fun. And there's another bok choy that'll probably bolt soon. We'll go ahead and harvest that. Now that's a beautiful flower. That's zucchini. We're on a different bed now. That is just gorgeous. That's the male flower, so that won't produce the fruit. I don't know if you can see down there next to it, behind it, there is a zucchini, and the bloom has not opened yet, the flower. So depending on if that flower gets pollinated by the male flower, a bee comes along and gets that pollen and takes it to the female, then we'll have a zucchini. How fun is that? And I had a row of bush blue lake beans here. They're not the vining type, they actually get bushy. I think I only had 5 or 6 come up. 5 or 6 will produce a lot of beans there. So that'll be good. And then I have a Casper eggplant, that's the white eggplant, right in front of the beans. And then another pretty lemon balm. Lemon balm's great to make tea with. Oh, I think I see another flower. This seems to be like one of the most thriving beds for some reason. Every bed has the same soil in it, the same compost, everything, so can't quite figure out the why to it, but now that's a female flower, so potentially that could give us a squash. So beautiful. And we got a row of tomatoes behind us here. This is the purple bumblebee. It's doing fabulous. It's got some flowers on it already. And this little tiny wimpy thing here is a purple bumblebee as well. Have no idea why it has not thrived, but haven't given up hope on it. And we got a basil in there. Planted several nasturtium, only one came up, but it'll get big and huge and beautiful. You can eat the flowers as well as the leaves. They're very, very peppery, but delicious. We had some kind of pest. I have a feeling it was a grasshopper, one of those eastern lobbers, come in here and totally ate all the oregano back. It did come back. Then I had some dinosaur kale here that was doing pretty well. Totally ate the leaves off of that. They are starting to come back, so we'll see. But these beautiful tomatoes here are the black cherry tomatoes, and they are, I think, the winners of the garden. They are doing fabulous. They got some flowers on them, so we'll actually be getting tomatoes soon. And we got sage down there. And like I said, all the herbs give off smells. They're very aromatic, and they confuse the bugs. Well, this was our very first squash to come out. It's a yellow summer squash, and it is doing really well. It's probably 5 inches long. So we're going to be able to eat that little baby soon. Got all sorts of peppers. These guys over here, which I see a blossom on it, are California Wonders. There's one with a blossom. And we got a big, beautiful borage, which is getting ready to open. See the buds in there? This is called a 8-ball zucchini. It gets fruit that are about the size of a pool ball, 8-ball. And I think there's 3 growing in there. I see that one big one there, and then there's 2 down to the bottom of the screen. How fun is that? Got some more tomatoes that are thriving like crazy over here. We're using cattle panels as trellises, which work really, really good. And all these tomatoes are the yellow pear. They seem to do really, really well in Florida. Really, really, really want to encourage you to get out there and try to grow your own food, because you never know. We pray that this pandemic will end soon. And right now it doesn't seem that food's a problem, so that's a really, really good thing. We are still actually harvesting from our fall garden. I'm going to take you over in our self-wicking beds and show you. They are doing amazing. Some of the plants look pretty scruffy, but they're producing beautiful vegetables. So let's go over there and take a peek. So this was our fall garden, and it is still producing like crazy. I cannot tell you how many tomatoes, peppers, several different types of peppers, and eggplants we've gotten out of this garden. We've gotten cilantro and basil. Now the only thing it didn't do well was the okra. It was got mildew and just did not survive. Got a couple off, but not well. So we won't plant probably okra in the fall again. Well, thank you guys for coming along on our garden tour, our spring garden tour. I can't wait to show you when everything out here starts producing fruit and vegetables, and I couldn't be more excited. We pray safety over you guys. We pray that you keep yourselves safe. If at all possible, stay home so that you're not jeopardizing the health of others. I know if you're young, you feel like it's not going to hurt you and you'll recover fine, but there are those people who are either elderly or have underlying issues. I myself have asthma that I've been struggling with, so I'm trying to be extra careful, and I'm so thankful that Kevin is protecting me by limiting his contact with people. So we pray blessings over you, and just pray that this video inspires you to get your hands dirty. Get out there, just buy a little pot. Go to the Dollar Tree, they have the cutest little pots. Buy a pot, plant some seeds, plant some peppers. Go to Lowe's, get some starts. Probably this time of year, if you're going to plant peppers or tomatoes, that you would be best off with their big box store starts. But we just hope that this inspires you. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a lot of new subscribers. People have time to watch and I think are inspired to grow. So I hope this encourages you guys. It's so good to meet you. It's fun having you on this journey with us. So until we see you next time, bye-bye.